Guys, remember how Pokemon sucked?
Not everyone thinks it sucks.
Everyone thinks it sucked.
No,
okay?
not everyone does.
Pokemon Sword and Shield sucked. It was a massive letdown, but now it seems like Nintendo are selling you back the solution to fixing their incomplete and broken game. I'm somewhat exaggerating, but not really. It all depends on how much you love the original.
What's going on here is Game Freak has seen our video, okay? And they're like, shit, we gotta change some shit. And they've seen TemTem, okay?
That's
they're
another
like,
thing.
Holy crap, DLC, we need to do it.
2319! We have a 2319!
I'm sorry, I have
Okay, so let's recap very quickly our views on Pokemon, because Sam is a Pokemon apologist, and I am a Pokemon Inquisitor.
Let me start by saying that there are many people out there. My whole argument was always, a lot of people do love Pokemon. Who am I to say that Call of Duty needs to change if so many people love Call of Duty? Same thing with Pokemon. I can identify that some things can change, but hey, I don't think it's that bad, and if a lot of people love it, cool, man. No worries. You do you, Pikachu.
Wow, that's not bad, though. I've got to say, that was not bad. I think Pokemon is Nintendo's laziest franchise. I was really blown away by how low quality Pokemon Sword and Shield was. It just felt completely stuck in the past. It ran awfully. Its online features were absolutely garbage. It really does feel like just the laziest Nintendo DS port to Switch that you could imagine. And
I think it's the only game that I've ever heard you like painfully have to finish. Painfully.
Hated playing every minute.
Ralph's goal for the trip home from where we were away on a plane was just play Pokemon. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
It was the worst. So anyway, those are my views on Pokemon, but I understand that other people think that this Pokemon Sword and Shield was a good entry, and they loved it because it had nicer graphics than the DS, and it had
condescending.
some cool stuff. Yeah, it's very condescending. I can't control myself when it comes to this. But anyway, that's what happened. People are wondering, what is the future of Pokemon now after what is objectively the worst Pokemon game? And I say that because if you look at the Metacritic score, it is the lowest reviewed mainline Pokemon entry. It has definitely been the most divisive in terms of community reaction. You might like it, that's cool, but I think we can objectively agree that in the entire history of Pokemon, this one has met more backlash than anything else. So it's like, what happens from here?
Definitely.
Today, we heard.
Oh, today we heard, everybody, there's some new DLC coming, okay? Now, it is kind of the first time that we've ever seen Pokemon do DLC. They have done something similar in the past with like Ultra Sun and Moon, where they've introduced new Pokemon or whatever, but this seems like the first time they're like, guys, we're doing DLC, baby. It's coming, and it's coming hard.
And I have to say...
doesn't sound right, but it's coming hard.
It's a children's video, okay? Actually, no, it's not YouTube. It's not a children's video. We take that back. So, what are the contents of this DLC? Okay, the way it works is that you can buy a season pass, which contains 2 updates. The first update is Isles of Armor, which will come out in June. The second update is...
Crown Tundra, September, everybody.
It's going to be September to November. They just said it's going to be in autumn, American time. So that's 2 updates. You'll probably be able to buy those separately as well, but most people just buy the season pass. The first update, Isles of Armor, will contain new wild areas, new story beats, and also 200 new Pokemon.
No, 200 old Pokemon and new Pokemon.
Both, exactly right. Old and new to collect. And you don't need to buy the expansion to get them. You can actually trade with other people. You cannot get them for free by catching them if you don't buy the expansion, but you can trade to get them.
Can you imagine walking up to everyone and being like, hey, look, man, I need some of that Pokemon.
Right.
Can you trade with me, please? I'm not going to trade 200
I've traded 150.
Pokemon.
I just need 50 more to go,
Exactly.
man. Come on, hook a brother up.
They've clearly done that knowing that people are not going to try and do 400 hours of finding random people in the field and just trading. It's just not going to happen.
I do think that, I think sort of Pokemon apologists are like, oh, good guy Game Freak. They haven't put it behind a paywall. But I really think this is analogous to a paywall. But that's whatever. That's a whole other discussion. I think people really only care about this in the context of Dexit, where before Game Freak were like, we had to trim back the Pokemon roster. It was too large, and we couldn't maintain it, and also balancing issues, and also we wanted to work on the animations for the existing Pokemon. A lot of those things turned out to not be true. the animations for a lot of the Pokemon existing were pretty garbage.
Yeah.
The models were not updated, and balancing issues now seem to be completely thrown out the window with the introduction of heaps of new Pokemon. A lot of people are saying a lot of these returning Pokemon are also quite overpowered.
It was definitely this whole like, guys, look, there's just too many Pokemon. We couldn't possibly fit it in.
And and I can understand that argument. I actually have been sympathetic to that argument. I'm not someone that's like, oh, Dexit's terrible, tragedy, whatever else. I understand they need to trim their roster. That makes sense to me. But the justifications that they provided do not seem to match up with what has actually panned out in reality.
Yeah.
And I just think that the introduction of these 200 new Pokemon that you essentially have to pay for is kind of like, what do you think about that, Pokemon fans?
Yeah, I know. And I think that off the back of that whole backlash, they have now come out with this whole Pokemon Home thing, right? Hear me out. It's a great offering, okay? Now, all the Pokemon that you have captured through all the years, okay, and you've already paid for the games, of course, and you've paid for the hardware, you can play the games. Once you've done that, you have to then pay for a service for you just to collect them and keep them on an online server.
Cloud.
Online cloud. It is a paid service for you just to kind of keep your Pokemon all together. Some people...
Go on, I'll allow it.
Okay, some people may think, hey, look, they're entitled to make you pay to keep everything together. But my God, it is the best gold mine for Pokemon to keep all your data there, all your Pokemon, free advertising space, free data to just like sell to you new products. But no, you got to pay for it.
I agree with that completely. Like, I think a lot of people again are like, oh, it's totally fair for Game Freak to charge what is essentially, a fee that we don't know if it's a one-time fee or a subscription service for Pokemon Home yet, but it's definitely confirmed in this Pokemon Direct to be a paid service. Now, a lot of people are like, it's totally fair they charge for it, but the reality is Pokemon is literally the most profitable IP in history, the rivers of money associated with this thing, and the return on investment from just having a database of people like that you can directly market to would immediately justify the cost of this. I don't think Pokemon fans should be asked to buy a Nintendo Switch, buy 2 copies of the game, potentially, depending on how hardcore
one, but 2 if you're a hardcore.
And the season passes, by the way. You have to buy a season pass for Sword or for Shield. There's not one season pass that works for both. So you essentially have to buy 2 of the season passes as well, and then you need to pay for the subscription service. Like, enough is enough. Do you know what I mean?
And
like,
Pokemon
that's a
Go.
bit much.
Okay, you got to play Pokemon Go on your downtime too.
So that feels like a bridge too far for me, but look, whatever. I will say it is good that Pokemon are doing a DLC model for their games instead of doing the whole Sun and Moon Ultra thing that they've done in the past.
It's a full price game.
Full price game for basically updates. They're charging $30 for all of these updates. That's a good thing. So definitely credit where it's due. And I think the general community split is along the lines of Sword and Shield was unfinished. I can't believe they're charging us for more, versus other people that were like, Sword and Shield was really good. I'm really happy they're only charging $30 for more.
Yeah.
I think that's the general split, and it's all about where you fit within that.
I don't think it was justified. I don't think the backlash was big enough for them to justify a free update. I do believe they put...
There are some free updates.
Of course, but what I'm saying in terms of the Pokemon and the new areas, which a lot of people are jumping on and wanting to catch and whatever, that should be paid because that is a lot of hard work that they want to be putting into this and adding to that world. $30 seems about right. Maybe even $20, but look, $30, who cares? It's a matter of $10. But I think that this is new territory for them, and I think it's interesting how this lands, It might be a good way in the future when they do bring out that next Pokemon, they can always like sprinkle a bit of like, hey, if this is not what you want, guys, we've got DLC coming too, don't worry, baby. We've got heaps of stuff coming. It's a good way of like shielding them from people not getting everything they want at launch, or they can say there's more coming in the future.
EA is like, my little Nintendo's growing up so fast. They're learning so well. So, guys, I would say the other thing that's interesting is we just played through a game called TemTem, which is a PC early access game that's coming out later this month. It's a Pokemon game. It's a very, very, very Pokemon style game. We've got a Let's Play that we did. I really like this game, can I say?
I think it's a lot of fun.
It feels like what Pokemon should have updated to if it actually bothered to evolve. We've got a Let's Play coming up. We'll leave you with a little clip of that on the way out. That video is going to be up later today. Check it out.
I've done this like 4 times now. I think we're going to keep dropping.
It sucks.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, okay, this is going to be so interesting to watch, okay? Because Sam was like, Pokemon Sword and Shield is actually pretty good. Like, it's fine, man. Like, I really think your standards are too high. Watch this.
That's not what I said.
Watch Sam's response to this game, okay? I guarantee you,
now
watch
I'm
it.
going to make sure I hate it.
This is a new Pokemon game that's coming out, and
it says press any key and it's not working.
Where's the any key? Oh wow, you did
Shit,
it.
that was
Okay.
okay.
Oh, it's starting now. We just
It's
started.
making me be a whammon. All right, so we're gonna be a
well,
whammon.
is it now? Let's just watch Sans throughout this
Okay, here we go.
process. Okay, this is the.
Oh
this is
yeah.
the nice. Okay.
Oh, she's strong girl. Strong girl.
Don't forget though. Look at the body types, man. Like you gotta get those right.
You gotta get them right. Oh, she's
No,
like
you're not even. Look, the body types at the top. See?
body type. What?